Alrighty, there we go. I think things are good. Yeah, everything checked. I guess let's jump into this and finish it. What was the actual point in the conversation we left off? Let me just backtrack a bit. So Haru's going to be arrested. She didn't actually kill him, and she was in a complete state of panic at the time. In light of all that, I doubt she'll be charged with anything major. Hey, Bea, hi. But she did use a gun. She has a future ahead of her. Who the hell would want to listen to an ex-con play the violin? I doubt anyone would bother to understand her trauma involving Maou. Hey, Bancho. Hi. Okay. Let's see how this goes and how it pans out. Fingers crossed, maybe a little bit of hope in our hearts, for something not too bad. Let's see. I doubt anyone would bother to understand the her trauma involving Maou. Okay, I read that. The media will have a field day. They'll only look at the surface of things and try to bring her down. I should have just thrown away that damn gun. No, I guess since Maou intentionally dropped his own gun, the result would have been the same either way. Yeah, he wanted to make sure there was a gun there. The last G-string, oh yeah. Think. I bite my lip in an attempt to send blood to my hazy, panicking brain. I can't lose here. This is my brother's final trap. The detective behind me stepped towards threateningly. Yeah, this is the thing. This is what I'm thinking. This is my brother's final trap. Like, if he wins this game, it's kind of like from the grave. He has like this big hold over their entire lives and like leaves this like big shadow and like just, pain behind. And I don't want him to have that. I don't want him to. I hope things go in some sort of direction where he just doesn't get to win the last game. Can't have that. Yeah. Okay. The detective behind me stepped towards me threateningly. The other detective across the table raised his hand to stop him. Confession? I remember reading in a book or something that in Japanese trials there's no stronger evidence than a confession from the criminal. Something about once you sign your confession, you'll be found guilty, even if you were innocent. I have no idea if any of that is true. I have no idea, but I have to go for it. Why is this music so hopeful? Is it to break my heart? Oh. Oh my goodness. Fine, Mr. Hotshot Detective. I'll give you what you want. I burst into a chuckle. Oh gosh. I guess that bitch turned out to be a useless piece of shit though. His eyes grew more stern than before. Her prints are on the gun that I took home with me from Central Boulevard because I made her hold it. He shook his head. Well, yeah, no shit. I did it while she was sleeping. I froze my heart over. Anyway, the stupid little bitch didn't even have the slightest clue that I had a gun. That much is fact. Nothing I've said thus far would conflict with any future evidence or testimony. I was gonna have her kill Maou, Samejima Kyohei. She was terrified of the guy, day in, day out. I figured if she ever had the chance to kill him, she would have jumped at it. Use your head, will you? We have this thing called payback in the Yakuza business. That's right. I fucking worship that man. No. Interesting. Gonzo was the bravest, strongest, greediest son of a bitch on this planet. He was truly the ideal villain. That's technically not a lie either. But getting put in the slammer for killing Mao, fuck that, there's no profit in that shit. Now, I would have preferred to kill him right when he came to the door, but... Exactly. Yep. Yeah, this is what I was thinking as well. If things hadn't gone down, or for the things that went down inside their apartment, they do have the argument of self-defense, but after that, yeah, damn it. So then I figured it would be a good chance to sick that bitch on him. But just as you concluded, my gun didn't have any more bullets in it. This is the biggest hurdle. I just need to pray there were no witnesses. As long as there's no one who saw Haru carry a gun on her. As far as I know, there wasn't anyone else on the road when Haru was running off to the park after Maou. And as soon as I got there, I took the gun from her. Please, please let no one have seen that sight. The bitch ran after Kyohei just like I thought she would. Sure would have helped if she'd kicked him to death or something, whatever, anything. I don't give a shit. But instead she decided she'd just pass out on the spot. I guess she was scared shitless or something. He signaled something to a person standing behind me. He was probably sending him off to the scene to try to find some proof. Well, yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. Shit, if I had just a couple more bullets, I would have given her my gun. The fucking bitch ran off without listening to me. This is also true. By the time I caught up to her, she had already fainted. Fucking useless, I tell ya. Just then, the large detective behind me flared his eyes in anger. You little punk. He glared at me with a ferocity that could make the Yakuza jealous. Still, I remained unfazed. A sharp glint shot from the detective's eyes. Yeah, what about it? The gears in my head turned as I analyzed the intent behind the detective's question. Basically, if I didn't know that Maou was not the burning man on Central Boulevard, then I would have had no reason to make Haru hold my gun. After all, I did so with the intent of having her kill Maou. But I can't tell him that I heard it from Horibe. If I make it sound like I only found out moments earlier, he'll point out that I wouldn't have had the time to give Haru my gun before that point. You should be asking the dunces here in the fuzz why they seemed to think he was dead. I saw Maou escape from that burning bus. If they investigate, they'll indeed find that we had approached dangerously close to the bus. But I lost sight of him in the chaos. So after that, I gave that bitch my gun in anticipation of my next chance at revenge. The expression on the detective's face gradually twisted further and further into indignation. Yeah, he needs to put up a good front though, yeah? I mean, for once, he's saying it without meaning it. Or like, he's speaking ill of her without actually meaning. I could have sworn someone stabbed me straight through the heart. A sharp sting radiated through my entire body. I forced my nearly twitching lips into a smile. Oh, she had it that bad, huh? Haha, that's hilarious. Maybe I have what it takes to be a gigolo. Oh my god. Oh, every sentence hurts so bad. Oh god. Especially as I have to read it out loud too. My chest felt ready to burst. She may be clever, but she's an amateur when it comes to matters of the heart. It felt awful. I hated myself for having to trample over her feelings. I continued spinning my hateful words as each one tore at my chest. Money is everything to me. You think I would want a broke, unprofitable chick like that? She was completely useless to me, except maybe as a patsy for murder. Ah, chocolate. Don't make me laugh. It hurt. I remembered Haru's smile, her innocent smile, merely excited to have an opportunity to give me a present. But I have to continue. A storm of emotions brewed in my heart. As long as we live and breathe, our way is paved with ice. A person's life is not comprised of 4 repeating seasons, but a year-long winter wilderness. Whether or not you stop to wipe your blood or tears, they will inevitably freeze over. Motherfucking chocolate. I'll be damned if that's not the most retarded thing I've ever heard. Don't waste my time with that bullshit. Suddenly, I felt something in front of me. The detective who was behind me had grabbed my coat. You little brat. Good. Get angry. Lose your cool and cease your pursuit of the truth behind this case. Hey, watch it, man, that hurts. I'll tell on you to my lawyer. After jerking me around a bit, he throws me down to the ground. That's good. Jump at the obvious evil in front of you. This is no ordinary evil. The only issue left is Haru. She'll desperately plead for my innocence, but now the detectives will only see her as a poor innocent girl who had been tricked and manipulated. There's no turning back now. The police department's forensic labs and sharp intuition of this veteran detective might be able to see through my lie. But no matter what happens, I will never revoke my testimony. Testimony. Why did I say it that way? Sorry. Once the sentence is handed down, I won't file an appeal, no matter what the sentence may be. After this trial ends, this whole case will be all over. Haru's a smart one. I'm sure she'll understand. And then she'll play the violin again. Do you really think she can, though? Like, I totally understand where he's coming from, but if the situation were reversed, let's say, and this is the thing that I like to use in arguments like this, when, you know, one person in the relationship is trying to do like this big sacrifice for the other person, or is like taking something on their shoulders and carrying it just like on their own, for the sake of like not having that burden the other person. If the situation were reversed, how would you feel if she did something like that? Like, would you just be able to, like, you know, just, okay, I'm just gonna go live my life now and be happy? No. So I don't think she can either. Oh, all right. But I do understand where he's coming from. I do. It is a very selfless gesture. It's been about 10 days since I first surrendered to the police. I'm back in lockup again. And the song continues. I haven't heard anything about Haru being arrested. For some reason, there were a few gifts for me. Among them were a few letters. They came from various senders. I was allowed to use the small amount of free time I had between interrogations for a visitation. They do allow you to refuse, but there was something I wanted to check up on. I needed to see whether or not Miki-chan had managed to complete the job I gave him. I faced Tsubaki with a sly smile. They give you up to 20 minutes for visitation, apparently. I wanted to make this quick. Being in Tsubaki's angelic presence made it hard to maintain my resolve. Oh, come on, you think I'd come to a place like this as a joke? Hey, Kaniti. That shit again. All this talk about believing in people and crap. Yeah, how dare the people around you love you and believe in you? Hey, you probably haven't seen much of her. She was just like around and you said she was cute. But you didn't get to see much of her because we focus on her in the early chapters. that you missed. Yeah. But she's also his classmate. Thinking back, she was the first one who lit my cold heart afire. I'm a murderer.
嘘だよ。何か理由があったんでしょ?
No worries. Cookie recipes sounds like a much higher priority. Yeah, I did. The prick killed my foster father, so I avenged him. Pretty cool, huh? I gave a slight smile. He's playing it a little bit over the top. I continued talking to prevent my smile from becoming awkward. Oh yeah, and back when your brother was kidnapped? Tsubaki frowned. Now that I'm in this place, I guess I can just spill the beans. I wanted you guys to hurry up and get the hell out of that house. It must come as a shock to her. I didn't help you guys out of the goodness of my heart. I did it all for the money. Tsubaki shook for a moment and spoke. That's the mission. This is what he asked of Miki, was it? He did ask of someone something about Tsubaki. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. Is it the money that he had in his safe? I think that's the same amount that he had.
Maou だって。今までの罪を反省してるってそういう情があったの。
Is that so? That's good news.
お父さんもヒロアキもみんな喜んでた。
I see. That sounds wonderful. I guess being a good person does pay off in the end. Suddenly her expression clouded.
でも私は素直に喜べないんだよ。
What?
だってそれはそのお金は。
She gazed at me with eyes wet from tears. Oh, come on. Maou said it was because he's sorry. Since when did you doubt people?
私はあの事件で少しだけ変わったんだよ。
Oh, Tsubaki, bless your heart, girl. Yeah, I know. She's become a little more human.
いいんだよ、浅井くん。
What are you going on about?
私たちお友達だよね。
She pursed her quivering lips to move.
だからね、殺人犯のお友達でも平気だから。今日もね、お家にどこかの雑誌の人が来たよ。学園での浅井くんの様子を聞かれたよ。私ね、浅井くんは冷たそうだけど、本当はとってもいい人ですって。
Oh man, he's making me cry. Props to her voice actress, because like this is really tugging at my heartstrings. Oh god. A tear rolled down her cheek.
だから平気なんだよ。
How stupid is this girl? Does she not understand how the rest of the world is going to view her if she sticks up for me? That's the whole point with people like this. They don't care. Like when you know what's important for you, when you have a solid, system of values that places something above the way the world views you, you're not gonna care because to you that's the important thing, right? So this is what matters to her. Like, what kind of person would she be if she gave up on like her affection, I guess, and the way she believes that Kyosuke is, just because she's afraid of how people will think of her? That's what it means to be someone like her. She's precious. She's larger than life in that way. I have mad respect for that. Bless her. What's wrong with you? Don't tell me you have a thing for me or something. Well, that's just too bad. I can't stand women like you. Ugh. Tsubaki fell silent as if time had just come to a halt. Don't ever come here again. I don't want to have to see your face. I nodded to the guard to signal the end of the interview. By the way, just to make sure we're all on the same page, he's putting up a front now. He doesn't mean any of that. It's all just to incriminate himself and leave Haru out of it. So he needs to attract as much negativity towards himself as possible. So yeah, that's why he's being so harsh and pushing her away. My god. That's the whole point, I guess. To hurt her into believing that he actually is like this. So she gives up on him, but guess what? I don't think she will give up that easily. I'm sorry, Tsubaki. Goodbye. Get along with your family now. I don't think she believes it, even if she's hurt by it. They allow correspondence through letters while in lockup. Naturally, the letters are inspected, but as long as you're just sending paper and an envelope, there usually isn't a problem. There was someone that I really needed to talk to. Ah. Okay, cover that. Dear Iwai Yuya. Oof. Ooh, what's this gonna be? How are you? As I'm sure you are well aware, I have committed murder and am currently awaiting prosecution. I would like to thank you for what you did back at the Sanno Corporation headquarters. If it wasn't for your act of bravery, I might well be dead right now. However, there's something I wish to ask of you. Could you please look after Usami Haru? You're an employee of the Sanno Corporation, and I hear your father's ability is such that people are even calling him the successor to the late director Someya. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. As I mentioned that day on the rooftop, Usami Haru and I aren't actually dating. And I, at least, do not have any intention of ever doing so. Oh, I guess now it plays out nicely. Him not acknowledging it then. Now it can be part of his ruse. Oh. Nevertheless, she's a poor girl with no one to turn to. Even a bastard like me isn't completely without sympathy. If she meets your fancy, go ahead and take good care of her. I understand the feeling behind it, but it's also a little bit condescending of like, oh, I'm just gonna pass her off to a guy. Yuya is amazing, but that's not how these things work. Anyway. It may be a bit forward of a request, but please keep it in mind. Samejima Kyosuke. Oof. There we go. I'm sure an upstanding man like Iwai will be able to make Haru happy. He has a strong financial base as well. It costs money to learn the violin, after all. I handed the letter written with my earnest wishes to the guard. Several days later, there was another request for a visit. Yeah, like, he's expecting, like... I mean, actually, I don't know what he's expecting, but at the very least, he wants to cut all ties and take all of this darkness, let's say, upon himself and bear it on his own, so that Haru could have a life, which I understand where he's coming from. It's, like I said, a very selfless act. It also feels like he's just treating everyone else like pieces on a chessboard that he can just align and do whatever he wants, right? And that's not really how life works. I think he's a bit older than them, maybe? I'm not really sure I caught his age exactly. But he's an acquaintance of theirs ever since they were kids. And he He had some really cool moments during the hostage situation and stuff, so he's a cool guy. And I loved his character even though he was like there just very little, but again, that's not how things work. You can't just be like, ooh, he's a great guy, please go take care of Haru. I'm sure she'll say yes. You know, like, that's not how it... Anyway. Thinking back to Tsubaki's teary face was enough to crush any of my attempts to force a smile. I really didn't want to see her, but I had to meet with her at least once to make sure she never comes back. Hey. Her voice was light-hearted, but her expression told a different tale. Let me guess, he's gonna go the route, we were never siblings. I'm not your brother. I don't care about you. You're a disgusting woman. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, and what does a world-renowned athlete want with me? Her spoiled words reminded me of the world outside lockup. Yeah, I suppose we're gonna get a conversation with each of the girls, which I think is nice. I hope we get, like, actually all of them. Like, Shiratori and Yuki as well. Please. Hopefully. Man of the hour. Maybe even Eiichi. The whole cast. Beats me. Her confusion seems to be genuine. Cool. I see. Is that all you came to say? The gates holding back Kanon's tears suddenly burst. She cried out in frustration. They're just telling the whole truth. I guess they're right then. She shed tears of pity for me. I want to thank her. But with the guard watching, I need to watch what I say. I must continue to live as the bastard who used Haru. Let me say just one thing, Kanon. I'm not your brother anymore, there it is. I guess, right. It's times like these that I feel it's a good thing that I annulled my adoption. So I won't be seeing you anymore. Because I don't want to see you. If she gets involved with me, Kanon's popularity as a figure skater will suffer. My adoption may be void, but still, we have been siblings up until now. Don't come back. If you do, I'll just refuse your visit. Stop being so selfish. After I shouted, the guard behind me gave me a warning glare. Please, just don't come here anymore. I pleaded with her. You have a brighter life waiting for you. Come on. It's your job to get out there and give your audience something to gasp and cry about. Now go on. You really shouldn't be coming to a place like this. She muttered. I nodded. And Kanon cried. She shook and trembled, racked with sadness. I should have paid her more attention while I still had the chance. She was still unstable, unable to become a full adult. If I could have another shot at life, I would love to give her the support that she needs. I signaled to the guard that the interview was over. She is a biological daughter of Gonzo, yes. On the same day as Kanon's visit, I received a letter. I could tell who the sender was by the eye-catchingly bad handwriting. Oh, wait, what? What? Hey, Kyosuke-chan, baby, you really did it this time, didn't ya? When you get to be as hard-ass as me, you don't waste time with that interview shit. Is this Aichi? Who is this? So yeah, man, I chose not to go. I mean, I bet if you saw my face, you'd just start bawling like a baby anyway, wouldn't you? But now that it's come to this, I guess you can aim for the top of the world of crime. While you're in the pen, I'll push my way through the legit scene. We'll have that shit locked down on both sides, bro. Oh yeah, I finally made Noriko mine. This is Aichi. I was right. Seriously. No, man, seriously. I'm really being serious here, so come on. Hurry up and get out of there, man. Oh. If even H can make me emotional at a time like this. Jesus Christ. Oh. The letters at the end were more crooked than the rest. He probably wrote it crying. That's a pretty stupid joke even for an idiot like him. Between the daily questionings, the constant trips from lockup to the prosecution offices, and the numerous crime scene investigations, I was nearing the end of my rope. Being led outside in chains was really embarrassing. From what I could tell, they had yet to find any proof that could overturn my confession. My detention period should be over soon. I hear that things will get a little easier after that. Yet people still kept coming, like some dam had broken. I was surprised when I saw who had visited me this time. But as things would have it, she was actually the one who sent the most letters. I decided to meet with her a single time, clueless as to what it was about. Oh, there she is. Never thought I'd see you here, Shiratori. She scowled. Well, whatever. So, how's Tokita doing? Oh, they moved in together! Yeah, she is gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Ah, I guess Tokita didn't get any major charges filed against her. Alright. So, what are you doing here exactly? We weren't even friends. Shiratori was hurt by that comment more than I thought she would be. Okay. Yeah, that's nice to see, or like to hear about them. Money? Oh, right. I had said something about paying me back for the school and warehouse hostage crises. Tell her to wait until I get out. She can meet me then, cash in hand. She nodded, sulking. Yeah, me too. Even though, like, one thing that I regret truly is that we actually didn't get to see so much of her. I felt like the chapter was more about Yuki. We got to see more into her character. Although some of her actions do speak to the kind of person that she is, especially during the hostage situation and stuff. And now their situation is kind of like being resolved in the background, but we get like these little like notification info messages from time to time. Oh, this happened. Oh, this other thing happened. Oh, now we're renting an apartment together and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy for them. I don't know. I feel like I wish I could have seen more of her in the novel. I suppose if you go down her route, maybe then there is a bit more about her, but I don't know if it's a good thing. Anyway. What? Oh. Oh. Huh?
付き合ってくれて。
Shitori frowned, and then the walls shielding her heart crumbled. Oh.
ありがとう。助けてくれて。
Her tears could almost burn a hole through the acrylic plate between us.
あなたは怖い人たちから姉さんと私を助けてくれた。
Oh, the thing at the warehouse.
ありがとうってずっと言いたかった。
The sight of Shiratori's sweeping profile was enough to twist my heart.
今まで言えなくてごめん。私いつもそうでいつも思ったこと言えなくてこんなことになるなんて。
She trailed off, gritting through her regret. Maybe I've really misunderstood this girl. We probably would have been able to get along better if I'd just tried to be sincere with her. But still, I had once thought of using her. And not just her. I had actually used Tsubaki and Kanon also. You did do that, yeah. It's too late to correct the mistakes of my past. That is not up to you, I would say, actually. I think that's up to the other person. And I think it's a testimonial of these conversations that we've had, at least so far. Overall, the impact you've had on these people's lives is a positive one. And they're thankful to you. And they believe in you. And that is their prerogative. And you can't change that for them. You can just be like, oh no, that's not true, or whatever. It is their choice at the end of the day. Sorry, my voice is cracking. Alright, I get what you want to say. See ya.
待って、聞いて。
She mustered all her courage to her eyes, moistened from tears.
あのね。
Officer.
あなたのことだ。
This interview is over. I stood from my seat. I could hear her sorrowful screams behind me. But at the moment, I just did not have the presence of mind to listen to Shiratori Mizuha's confession of love. I don't know if I can say the redemption arc successful. It's all up to the other people, right? To me, it seems that even despite the conversations they had when they were visiting him, they held a positive image of him in their hearts, and they appreciated what he eventually ended up doing for them. Even if it is true, he was manipulative at times, he wanted to use them, especially in the Tsubaki case. I was like, absolutely, like, I couldn't have it at all, because he played them really dirty there for his own benefit. But he tried to make amends for it, so that counts as a bonus point in my eyes. And obviously what he's doing right now, pushing everybody away as well, it's like he's choosing to crash and burn everything just for the sake of this like goal that he has in mind, because in his mind this is how he protects Haru and he ensures she has a good life. So I give him props for that, because this is this is a monumental task. So I don't know, is that the redemption arc? I'm not sure. It's what I feel right now. Okay. Exactly 3 weeks later, I was finally given a formal indictment hearing. The statement read off by the chief detective mainly touched upon murder and weapon violation charges. Dreary times followed after that. I was moved to an actual city jail as I awaited my trial. When the day finally arrived, I just watched over the proceedings with a detached mind. Perhaps because I had confessed with solid testimony, or perhaps because my lawyer was so meek. There wasn't much of a fight in the courtroom. The letters also suddenly stopped coming. During the course of the trial, I thought I might get a glimpse of Haru. But in the end, they never summoned her as a witness. I suppose that's a good thing, though. I would often read magazines or newspapers while I was in jail. I made sure to check the articles thoroughly. There was never any mention of Haru or an unidentified girl in any of the articles regarding my case. Before they took me in, I had asked Horibe to try to put pressure on the magazine editors to avoid such a thing. Maybe I'm seeing the results of that. Though I have to wonder why Horibe did what I asked, when I don't have any sort of money or power to speak of. Oh, come on, he was fond of you, we can tell that. I lost track of the seasons as I awaited my sentence in jail. Horibe respected him, I think. Summer came, autumn came, and then winter came once again. Horibe is a real G. Yeah, he's cool. We were woken up at 6:45 a.m. and it was lights out at 9 p.m. I lived a life of strict rules. I wasn't able to get a bath every day, but I did get regular haircuts. I ended up looking like a monk with a crew cut. I looked so stupid that I think I lost the right to ever make fun of Haru again. Over time, I naturally picked up on prison slang and made conversation with a number of my fellow inmates. The inmates that I spoke with ran the gamut. There were men from organized crime syndicates, men charged with domestic violence, thieves, arsonists. I ended up completely avoiding the man who killed someone because of his drunk driving. Nearly a year passed after my arrest, yet I was still unsure of my ultimate fate. Upon arriving at the courtroom I had been to so many times before, I saw the judge wear a more severe expression than usual. Oof. My heart is pounding in my stomach. My sentence will be handed down today. My thoughts are purely on Haru. And after today, these thoughts will never again grace my mind. Everything is over now, set in stone. I stumbled upon a certain article in an entertainment magazine. The artist known as Mishima Haruna has restarted activity. Okay. Can it be a death sentence? I'm not sure. I don't know. Now, I have no more regrets. The court finds the defendant. Aww. Yeah, we get all the Haru CGs. I'm scared. Oh gosh. Okay. So long, prison. What does that mean? Azai Kyosuke looked up at the sky. Is this like in the future after he completed his sentence? Maybe it is. Let's see. In Otome, that's usually in the very, very end. You see all the CGs from the route on music as an ending. Oh, interesting. Okay. I guess that was him, just kind of like his memories with Haru just flashing or something. Azai Kyosuke looked up at the sky. Wait, Azai? Okay. A golden February sunset stretched out above him. It had been 8 years since he last enjoyed this scenery, and at the time, sheets of dark grey clouds had blanketed the heavens. Under those very clouds, he had bid his sweetheart an eternal farewell as snow silently drifted through the air. It had been 8 years, so yeah, it's been 8 years, since their second parting. Suddenly, Kyosuke's widespread legs snapped together in an involuntary attention. Having grown accustomed to prison life, they were now unsure if moving about without permission was acceptable. Kyosuke sighed and took a deep breath, his first breath in ages of air beyond the huge walls behind him. Fresh, clean air filled his lungs. The dry February atmosphere chilled his skin. But despite the chill, his past still warmed him even now. He allowed his mind to drift to the old days. He recalled the days at school where he horsed around with his friends. He recalled the days at home where he engaged in audacious negotiations with adults. He recalled humble days without so much as a smile or a laugh, all because he refused to stand out. Kyosuke was weak in those memories. He was a slave to money. He had been nothing but a boy busy quaking in fear of Azai Gonzo. Kyosuke looked to the sky once again. A few flakes of snow had begun to fall. The thought of snow gently falling onto her eyelashes painted in his memory a vision which pierced his heart with sadness, even now. Yes, that girl. She was the one who had visited light upon his cold, dark, wayward path. The stupid promise they made as children had served as his only source of warmth. When they first made love and became one, Kyosuke was filled with an unmistakable sense of happiness. He closed his eyes. He took a series of deep breaths to put his emotions in check. Kyosuke shook off his old memories. There would be no relying on such heavenly repose. He opened his eyes. There was no one there. Even Kyosuke himself had wished for solitude. He decided he would walk the rest of the way on his own two legs. He had no destination in mind. He would wander like a lone wolf, keeping his immeasurable sadness hidden from the world, buried deep in his heart. Oh. What am I seeing? Just as he was about to drag his empty body forward, he spotted a pair of silhouettes in the direction he was walking. Yes, there's a tiny one. One big and one small. A parent and child, he supposed. They were heading down the road in his direction. A grim mood came over Kyosuke. Having been locked up in prison, it had been a long while since he heard the voices of women or children. The pair were holding hands, singing nursery rhymes. Occasionally their tune would be broken up by joyful laughter. Kyosuke directed his hollow eyes to the ground. He merely wished they'd hurry and go. However, the voices of that mother-daughter pair did not grow more distant. In fact, they came closer. Then, for whatever reason, they came to a stop right in front of Kyosuke. Tiny! Look at her! Oh my gosh! So cute! Oh! My heart. I guess he left a package with Haru. The voice belonged to a young girl. She looked up at Kyosuke with adorable wide eyes. The mother spoke with a flat voice. Her hair, which reached all the way to her ankles, tousled in the wind. At first, Kyosuke was at a loss for words. During his long period of imprisonment, he saw many a dream where he met her again. Each and every one afflicted him. He scolded himself for his weakness, but he always thought that if he did meet her again after getting out of there was something he had to say. He had rehearsed the one simple word over and over in his heart. Congratulations. In prison, Kyosuke had kept a treasure that he allowed no man to touch. It was a scrapbook of articles about her, right? He pasted within its pages every article detailing the activities of Mishima Haruna that he could find. She had made a name for herself internationally, so it was only natural that her fame had reached the prison as well. The girl who had now bloomed into a beautiful woman addressed Kyosuke. I had the Bach in my mind. She laughed in response. Kyosuke, however, did not. He could not laugh together as the sunny girl's equal. One of them was a convicted murderer, the other was a world-famous violinist. Snow continued to fall, as if to form a white wall between them. The scenery through the window of their rundown shack he once shared with his mother flashed through his mind. So, what do you want? She flinched at his harsh words. Nevertheless, he continued unaffected, intentionally choosing the iciest words possible. Didn't the police tell you anything? I was only... Haru interrupted. She repeated. Kyosuke scoffed. His white breath dissipated in the air above Haru's daughter's head. So, Iwa Yuya helped you, did he? She said with a nod. He offered to. Keyword, he offered to. Offered to? Though a bit confused, Kyosuke slapped on a vulgar grin. I see. Well, isn't that just great? I bet you owe all your current fame to him. So how old is she now? Oh my god. Oh my god. The answer to his question came from down below. Oh! No, I don't think she could have been alone. Like, I'm sure everyone else would have, you know, banded around and helped her as well. They wouldn't have left her alone. That's fine. You forgot pregnancy time. Yeah. Yeah. He almost repeated what she said aloud. Daddy? Time froze for Kyosuke. How dense can you be, dude? I bet he was already imagining, oh, she got married to you, yeah. This is their daughter. And to be honest, for a moment I was also debating, could that be a possibility? But no, I don't think Haru would accept that. Right. So yeah, here we go. Confirmed, it's his. The entire world had disappeared, barring only the child who had just called him daddy. His conviction deepened. She resembled him. She had his mouth, his jaw, his eyes. Don't lie to me, he said, his voice shaking. Her derisive response brought Kyosuke to a frenzy. Yeah. Kyosuke cursed. He cursed the heavens. He cursed God's whims. He cursed the devil's cruelty. He just couldn't stay calm unless he rebuked something, anything, responsible for the fate of deprived, star-crossed children. It was only the miserable realization that no condemnation could alter the truth before him that brought him back to reality and dropped him into the pit of despair. A murderer's daughter spoke once again. I don't know, I think actually this is for the better, because this would be a reason for him to kind of reconsider a little bit, because he's made up his mind about a lot of things, right? And particularly this thing about children of criminals, because he was one, right? And now he's tempted to believe that his status is going to transfer onto her, and it's gonna make her live, a terrible life and so on. But she already exists, right? She exists. It's not like a concept that like, oh, should we have kids or not? You've already had her. So what are you gonna do now? Where do you put these like convictions of yours on when compared to the fact that you have a child that you should care for? I mean, okay, let's not go into contraception in stories like these because, like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. And also, I think he wouldn't want to associate himself with Haru even after getting out of prison. Like, he would have taken this to the very bitter end of his life. Because he was saying that earlier as well, that, like, him being associated with her would hurt her career and so on. And similar for Kanon, it was a similar argument there that, yeah, he shouldn't be involved with anyone. But, like, here you are. This thing exists. This has happened, and now you are connected by a little one. So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Are you gonna walk away now because of your, like, I don't know, the things that you've made up in your mind, or is this gonna shake the foundation, the very foundation of those conclusions that he's drawn? I'm curious. Let's see. Oh, she wants pets. Oh, a murderer's grandchild sought Kyosuke's cold hand. See, in his mind, he's already putting these labels on this girl, and it's so unfair. Yeah, her voice, I think it's also it's Haru's voice actress doing a kid's voice. It sounds like that way. An unknown force pulled at his arm. Her hair was soft. He touched the child's head. He actually did it. Oh. Oh. So cute. Suddenly, Azai Kyosuke was afflicted with strife. No, she's not. He can't turn this girl into the daughter of a murderer. Haru's voice was misted with tears. Kyosuke's sight was misted with tears. Cut it out! You're wrong! She's not my... Aww. She's not my... She's... His subdued sobbing preventing any further words. The hand resting on the child's head froze in place, like it was stuck there. Kyosuke's expression was torn by sadness. The madman cried. It was the howling of the beast within him who once tried to sever the chains of revenge. She smiled, inviting him to happiness. Her bright voice lingered in his ears. The way she said the word daddy caused his heart to waver. Azai Kyosuke wept. After coming face to face with such a pure angel at the end of his life, fraught with demons, there was nothing else he could do. And then... Oh, well. When Haru told him the name of his daughter, the powdery snow suddenly came to a halt. Almost as if it were a harbinger for an early spring. What's the name? What? No! Am I supposed to guess it though? I don't know what it is. His sister's name. Oh, fuck. Good choice. Let me turn this back on. Good choice on her part. I was blanking out. I was like, wait, name? Was there something in their conversations that would suggest a particular name? But yeah, you're absolutely right. I thought something with the meaning of spring. I mean, yeah, the metaphor of winter and spring is used a lot. But yeah, his sister's name makes absolute sense, and like, I think that would be like the one last thing that would completely cut off all of his defenses and like tear down the wall that he had built up, and he would have no choice but to give into it and accept happiness for once. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, so I guess that was that. What is in extra? Now we have like stuff here. We have CG galleries and stuff. Okay. This one though. Oh, the penguin. Oh. Right. Okay. So we made it. Wait. Did my stream just drop for a bit? Are we okay? I think it dropped for a little bit, as indicated by OBS. But we should be fine now. Incredible timing. I mean, I'm glad it happened after everything and not in the middle of all of those emotions. Holy heck, I'm so overheated as well. Yeah, it should be fine now. Should be fine now. Sorry about that. My internet has hiccups like that sometimes. Oh yeah, of course, the kids as well. Oh. Oh, this is so cool. Loved it. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this has been it, right? We did everything. Except, of course, the side routes for the girls, but that was always a question mark and something that we wanted to explore if we had extra time left, but which we likely do not, so yeah, that's fine. I loved it. I loved it. Thank you so much for recommending it. It's been a wild ride. Let me now switch to this. Yeah, it was very interesting. Lots of twists and turns. I'm glad there was a happy ending. How do I put it? I wanted to hope, but I didn't dare hope too much. Because of I don't know. I wasn't sure what kind of direction the novel would decide to go in, because it could have gone into like a more heartbreaking one. But after going through all of the conversations with all of the characters and everything, there was no scene with Haru when he was in prison, so he was just like filling in the blanks on his own, but I was also filling in the blanks on my own and thinking that like Haru wouldn't be so silly to just like give up on him and like go, you know, make a life with someone else and so on. So as that thing was progressing, I was thinking that like no, she is not gonna get swayed necessarily. It's not gonna go the way he thinks it's gonna go, because he was imagining that she would like forget about him and just like go remake her life with someone else and whatever and fuck off. No. And that there would be something there, like she would do something or plan for something or whatever. And I liked what it was in the end. In the end, it was just her patiently waiting for him, which in one way, how do I put it? I guess after a lot of internal struggle, she decided to respect his sacrifice and make the best that she could with it. So that, like, the fact that he had like a sentence that wasn't too long, you know, it wasn't like a life sentence or anything, or like decades or whatever, that probably like bolstered her to just be like, okay, plus the pregnancy, okay, of course, because that's a big thing as well. But both of those like kind of bolstered her into, okay, I'm gonna make something good out of this. And when he comes back, he will come back to a place of warmth and happiness, and a place where we have all been waiting for him. And that's great. That's awesome. I also think, even though we didn't see any indication of that necessarily, but I don't think any of the other characters fully gave up on him. They probably didn't go to visit him and stuff because he decided not to, and he didn't want to, and whatever. But in their hearts of hearts, they probably were somewhere aligned with Haru as well. So I think that's more or less what happened, and I like that. I like that. I have a immense respect for all of the characters involved for something like that, including him. So I'm happy. It was a good turn of events. It's not the happiest ending in the VN, but it's the only one that fits. Yeah, I think that's it. Because the point of it wasn't necessarily to be the happiest thing ever, but it feels real. It feels that all of the puzzle pieces have come together nicely, and in the end, even though Maou orchestrated this whole big thing to destroy their lives, they didn't allow him to win at that game, even though it took 80 years. Yeah, and they do have a lot of struggles ahead of, yeah, because, like, how do I put it? I don't want to fully dismiss Kyosuke's worries about him being a convicted murderer and how that casts a shadow upon his family and his immediate, group of friends and so on, because I guess that's something that, especially in Japanese society, people look down on, right? I don't want to completely dismiss his worries about it, so they probably will have to go through certain things because of that. But just like I was saying when he was talking with Tsubaki, you cannot decide those things for other people. It's their decisions. If cherishing you is more important than what people around them think of them. And I'm absolutely sure that everyone involved with him would choose him over how they're viewed in society. So, and from that point of view, it's a happy thing. Not necessarily the happiest, because it still involves a certain amount of struggle. But that's what life is. So that's why it fits so well, because it's realistic, I guess. Yeah. What were your favorite parts of the VN Banjo? What I know, what made you like it so much? Love the bird emotes. Oh gosh, I'm still overheated from all those emotions. Oh jeez. It's a trope fest, and I loved all the tropes. Good. Nice. Yeah, it can be a guilty pleasure in that way. It's good that you are in tune with what you like and you accept it for what it is. Awesome. Who's your favorite character and stuff? Childhood friends, cat and mouse, all the twists. Yeah, absolutely. I can see that. I mean, this whole childhood friends are like memories of the past that might get buried and then resurface and stuff. It's been present in so many stories that I don't even question it that much anymore. Um, I just want them to do like a good job with it, and this was a good job. Yeah, it's very nice. MC if Bin Laden have a kid, it's cringe. Aww, yeah. I think it's very funny. H is hilarious. Yes, yes. I liked that even for him in the end. There was like a turnover point where you could, even though like you have put up with all of his cringe up until that moment, right? And it's been like, oh, this guy, you know. But then suddenly, when shit hits the fan, he drops all of that, and he's like a real person. And he has like good reactions in the moment, and so on. And also his letter to Kyosuke at the end there, very very good. So I personally am happy to have been able to see that side of characters as well, because it doesn't feel nice either to just, you know, have them be this like two-dimensional thing, you know, to have him in there strictly for the comedic relief or something, and then not give him like more layers and more substance, right? So in the end we got that as well about him, which I liked. Oh, I'm sorry, but you missed the good parts though. It's a bit of a divisive VN when it comes to the Maou reveal. Ooh, spill the tea. How how are people divided about that? Like, did people hate it, or is it more of like, oh, the novel has been toying with me all of this time, I don't like that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what it attempts to do, and it does it very well. May I say so? So when you go into the other roots of the girls, it like continues with that idea. I mean, of course, I would guess it would, because then it would spoil the ending. The switcheroo and the twist has to happen in the main one, right? So they have to uphold that facade, I suppose, in the others. One of them, Mao, stops his plan because he found love. Okay. That would have been interesting to see. Jeez. I think even explicitly the author said the other roots are their own universe in which he is Mao. Ah, okay. I see. But also from like from the point of view of how do you write that, I respect that choice. I think that's what it is, because you cannot have the reveal of who actually is Mao in all of those side things. It has to be in the main one, otherwise like, it makes no sense. So I guess they not only decided to keep up with it, they actually made it its own kind of truth in those alternate universes. Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't be upset about that. And people are upset about how they're made to really believe it's him. Okay. Well, why be upset at it? I can't really say my review because I didn't see everything, obviously, but it was quite interesting in terms of plot, I think. It had some regular uncomfortable VN stuff. Yeah, that you will find it in a lot of them. Although I don't have that much experience with all of the cringe, and especially with the spicy bits. I have some, but not too much, because I avoid those because they're not for me. I'm also okay with setting it aside, and like not hanging on to it too much, as long as the rest is good. And for this one, I think it did that. Yeah, so especially considering female characters and women in general, and also some tense and sad moments, but it was exciting at times, and characters seemed quite interesting. I liked the relationship with Gonzo and sisterhood of those two girls. Yeah, awesome. Like, I think that's a fair review of what you've seen so far. So that's all right. The whole thing about like the female characters and women, I think that those were like little ingredients that were peppered around just for it to be used at the end to make up, like, yeah. I can get past it to a certain extent. Especially having seen him use it as a facade fully, like, and he didn't actually believe that. So I can also put it like onto them as like, I don't know, just he's not a teenager, right? He's a bit older, right? Because he had repeated some stuff, some years in whatever, but he's definitely not a fully fleshed out adult, and especially given the trauma that he's been through and stuff, his mindset is not like fully refined and stuff, so he finds himself saying a lot of like weird things at times, and I was really put off by it, but I can also like meet it halfway and like offer a little bit of understanding, especially if he ends up rising above it more or less, and I think he did, or he is definitely on the way, on the path to getting there. So I can put that behind me. It's fine. Okay, let's see what else. The headaches that are just headaches, the weird amnesia. I mean, I don't think they are just headaches. He does seem to have a condition, and he does forget stuff, right? We noticed that, and so that contributes to the confusion and makes even him believe that he might be Maou. I felt like that was the most compelling part, and that's why the novel tried so hard to make us believe that, because eventually he even believes it. So if we wouldn't be on the same page with him there, what kind of impact would that moment have, right? I think that was a factor that highly contributed to the impact of the twist at the end, that he is not actually. So yeah. And yeah, the part about Gonzo, like, I was scared of him in the beginning. I was like, what the actual heck? Like, oh my god, I still remember how his the first time we saw that front-facing, pulsating vein CG of his, it was like so off-putting. But I find it very interesting that in the end, even underneath all of that, they managed to give his character some sort of relatability, I guess, and something to like about him. So yeah, that was very cool. At the end of the day, it isn't eroge. The target demographic is horny male. Yeah, but like those things feel, at least from my experience, okay, because I haven't seen that many, they feel shoehorned in just for the idea of like painting it as an eroge. But if you take it out, the substance of the novel is completely different, right? So in a way, I respect these novels a lot for the substance that they have outside of the spicy bits. And I understand that the spicy bits are there to attract a certain demographic and public, and it's also like a cultural thing that maybe doesn't fully match ours. And I can just like, accept that they exist, but I choose to ignore them. The classic pain of having all these VN gems be eroge faced at night. Yeah, exactly. That's why I fell off those kind of yens and went into otome, even though I'm interested in romancing women, along with them being schoolgirls reason, of course. Yeah, you explained that before. Yeah, that's a fair point. You know, we all we do what we're comfortable with, and yeah. I also have no interest to experience those bits. And I'm glad to have Steam versions that take them out for me, so that there's no headaches involved. We still have a little bit left of like the things that lead up to those moments, but I can put up with that. I can get over it. It's okay. Though otome have their questionable moments as well, when I am just telling myself it's just culture, just different culture. I suppose so. Even Steins Gate is structured like one without being spicy. Yes, indeed it is. But there's actually like there's something really nice about it. I really liked the side roads in Steins Gate. There is a certain warmth there about the relationship with those characters. It's not, I don't put it, I feel like it's treated with respect for the characters, and not just like, okay, let's just pair these two people up and make them kiss. You know. Yeah. Umineko. The Umineko shilling. My opinion is that, especially on reread, Kyosuke and Maou are actually contrasted a lot. Yeah, I suppose so. Is MC in Steins Gate visual novel as horrid as in anime? Oh, you didn't like him. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I think, how do I put it? He has a certain bombastic personality, but it's a show. It's not his like real heart. I loved being in his mind in when I read the visual novels. They were actually the very first visual novels that I read on stream. It's what started everything. That's where I began, and I loved being in his mind and being able to see more than I had seen in the anime. I really adore those visual novels to this day. They're my favorite like gem up there. My shining light. Yeah. Like in the beginning with the gym key, Kyosuke's plot is instantly figured out by Haru. Meanwhile, Maou always wins. Oh, I see what you mean by contrasting them. I see. You mean Okarin, Bea? I think you mean Okarin. Oh, I haven't heard a single sound in a while, and my headset just brought off. Because I'm not listening to anything. But yeah. I like the plot in Steins Gate and all other characters other than MC. Okay. Maybe you could get a kick out of the VNs. I'm not sure. I love him. I love him. He's, I don't know. He is amazing to me. Yeah. So it's I don't know. It's a coin toss. You know yourself better. If that is something that could work for you, if you get to see a little bit more of his internal monologue and his thought process through the lens of the VN, if that makes a difference. I can't possibly say. I just know that I love him. I suffered with him. I cried so much alongside him. Yeah. Also, all of the other like extra stories that they have made in a few other novels related to Steins Gate, they're so good. They are so good. This used to be a Steins Gate stream. Tragic, the VODs are lost in the void. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Indeed. Indeed, I lost some of those VODs when, like, after transferring them to some external HDDs, unfortunately. Yeah. Please shill Umineko, not Steins game. I have a hard time shilling Umineko just for the sheer size of it. The sheer size and confusion that it can create, and like the amount of investment that you have to put into it. It's hard for me to tell someone you should do it because it took me a year. So there's Steins Gate and then there's Steins Gate Zero. So there's 2 novels. They're quite big, yes, indeed. I would have the feeling that Mineko is a bit longer though, but I'm not sure. If you put everything about Steins Gate, including like the side stories and stuff, maybe it does end up being longer though. But if you focus on just Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero, I think it's not necessarily up there, or maybe my memory is like fuzzy. But I remember going through that much faster than Mineko. And Chaos had a I have it. I think I own it. Right? Chaos Child, sorry. Chaos Head is the... Is it the anime or like... confusion. Ocarina was rude. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it's... Yeah, we all have our personal likes and dislikes. It's your prerogative. It's alright. Chaos says what is first. Okay. I get confused which is which because I haven't read them. I just know they're more or less in the same universe or something like that. Yeah. And I did get it for, you know, saw it at some point on some what's it called, like on a discount, and I thought I'd get it, but I never really managed to sit down and read it. We can agree the plot was really good. Yep, I loved it. Yeah. Reread Steins Gate. Oof. Oh, what an endeavor. Maybe one day. My G-string stream is being invaded by Steins Gate. Sorry. I like that here we also had character exploration and development. Like, so see, Kennedy is getting back on topic. That's my favorite thing in stories. Yeah. Kennedy has brought us back on track. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. I have no issue with some things feeling cringe, at least in the beginning, you know, when we get introduced to stuff and it feels a little bit, you know, because we're seeing just like the overall surface of things. But if there's a moment later on when we can get more into the depths of it and we are shown that characters have more layers and more substance than what meets the eye, then I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. I'm glad they did they did the characters right for that. What did you think of the chapters? Tsubaki's has a lot more to it. The following 2 feel rushed. Yeah, I know you pinged me on Discord to ask about chapter 4 as well, and I didn't reply to it because, to be honest, I just kept thinking. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to say. Indeed, Tsubaki's is the... maybe it felt like it, but is it the longest? Because it did feel like it took more time with what it was doing than the others, and that was, I feel she was the most fleshed out of the characters, particularly when, like, you know, not going into their own specific roots. Tsubaki was definitely the more fleshed out one compared to Kanon, and particularly Shiratori. I felt like she was a side character in her own, or what was supposed to be her own chapter, because I think Yuki took the spotlight there. So that's why I was just thinking, what can I even say about that chapter? Other than the fact that it was in a way foreshadowing for like a bigger hostage situation, and running you a little bit through the ins and outs of what it means to negotiate with someone. Um, and then you see that applied, but no longer explained, obviously in detail, when Yuki's adoptive father is negotiating with Maou in the fifth chapter. So I found that interesting in retrospect, I guess. And yeah, like I said, I felt like it was Yuki's chapter and not Shiratori's, and I would have wanted to see a little bit more of her, of Mizuha, was it? Mizuha, I think so. See, I'm not even sure of her first name because she didn't get so much time. Yeah. Yeah, Umineko is something. Yeah. You think so? You mean in terms of, you're probably referring to the length, yeah. Yeah. But the chapter was interesting. Like the sisterly struggle was interesting, and I'm happy that in the end they managed to resolve it. Although again, it happened kind of like in the background, and we just got like tiny updates about it. But it happened, right? So that's good. I'm happy that they managed to figure it out. I'm happy that Yuki didn't get into trouble about stuff. Because they deserved that. They they definitely deserved better than what life had thrown at them up until that moment. And that was really good that they managed to get that point. Oh, that was chapter 4, and then chapter 5 and the epilogue. What can I say? It was a roller coaster, but it was really really good. Like it kept me engaged at all times. I felt like the streams would just like whew, just fly by. I wouldn't even look at the time, and then when I would glance at it just to see where I am, like, oh wow, it's already been that long. Okay, I was really really there. I was really into it. So I'm that's why I am saying that I really liked it, because everything else that had come before then, I guess it was just building up to it, and then um, everything just rolled into place, and it started like going and going and snowballing, and it gave itself ample time to take care of like every single stage in what happened, right? It didn't rush through it, so it was an enjoyable experience. I hope. I hope that answers your question somewhat. I'm not sure. And about the epilogue, I guess I already like spoke my mind, but more or less right after the ending. Not sure if I have any other extra thoughts aside from what I've said already. Unless you have a specific question. Epilogue is my favorite part because tears. Tiny one. The tiny one really like just if you wanna get me emotionally in a story like this, just throw the tiny ones at me and I'm gonna be like a puddle. Do you remember the photo of Kyosuke's mother? Oh, I think not. I guess I don't. Feel free to link it if you have something. She's in the kitchen. Okay. I'll try to find it. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm drawing a blank. I'm so sorry. You know that there's often some kind of short story or character profiles. Okay. Yeah. You mean the novel itself? Maybe it does have it in there. I'm not sure. If it's a CG, it will probably be in the CG gallery. But man, I'm really drawing a blank. When was that even shown? You'll hear it in the background. Sorry. Let's see. I'm looking to see if I can spot anything in there, but I'm not sure. Ah, this one. Is it this one? Wait. Let me see. First, let me read everything. I think it's shown twice. Okay, yeah, I think I found it. Is it this one? Yeah. I completely forget in which context this was shown. There's a penguin magnet here. Cute. Wait, I'm looking on the other screen, but yeah. When he introduces it, he says he took that photo, so I assume the figure is the dad. Okay. I think it's too old here to be Maou, right? If it's from back in the day when they were all at home, maybe. Or maybe, I don't know. The way characters are drawn to connect that to age sometimes doesn't really work. So yeah. The hair is darker though. Didn't Mao have like light gray hair or something like that? This looks like dark hair. So it's probably the dad. Yeah. Okay. This is the one. Ah, so it is Kyohei. Okay. Alright. But, that would have been taken at a time. So he would be like more like a teenager there. It like the figure looks like an adult. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's a connection that you can easily draw. It's more plausible to think that it's the dad. Because, like, when this whole ordeal happened, him and Haru were just tiny kids, right? Kyohei is 10 years older, so he would be more or less a teenager, right? And then when I would see that picture, I wouldn't immediately associate it with the teenager. But like I said, when you like have things drawn to connect that to like ages of characters, it's hard to tell. The mom looks really young in the picture too, if I were to, comment about that. Okay. So I guess this has been Devil on a G-string for us. Just to say that there were always tiny hints of Mao. Okay. Alright. I guess that's the whole point, right? To make it very satisfying. To have that peppered in, but not make it too obvious, or to have all of these like smoke and mirrors that make you think something else. But then on a reread, you notice it, right? So that makes it satisfying. It's funny when Mao reveals his identity at the start as Samejima's son. Yeah, because like Kyosuke is also Samejima's son, right? Or what do you mean by it? Because at that point we're not aware of the brother. Yeah. Indeed. I completely even forgot about his siblings because they're like they're mentioned so much in passing, and like I said, I think at the time there were just so many like puzzle pieces kind of like floating in the air but not fully connecting into a picture that I kind of lost them along the way, and I completely forgot that he had siblings in any capacity until we came back to it. He never says he's Kyosuke, that's how he words it. Yeah, of course. that's the kind of like trickery that's going on, and you cannot piece it together easily in the beginning unless you're some big mastermind or whatever. But then it makes it so much more satisfying if you revisit it and you understand, haha, that's how they did it there, that's how they got me. It's a silly twist. I think it's juicy. Like if I were to revisit the story, I would now pay attention to all those things, and I think it would be a nice quest to figure out how did they do it, and what exactly was the word choice, and how did that fool me, and what did it actually mean. But it's funny, and I like how mad some people are about it. Oh no. I don't know. I guess to each their own, right? Everyone is entitled to feel whichever way they want to feel about it, because at the end of the day, this is like a story for entertainment purposes, and if they don't feel entertained by it, it's their prerogative to not feel it, But I personally think that that's all right. I don't feel, I don't know, taken advantage of or anything. The novel just wanted to take me for a ride, and I don't think it would have been as enjoyable if I had been able to figure it out. But at the same time, I do understand that there are maybe people there who want to be able to figure everything out. And that's how they enjoy things. So I can't fully dismiss them. But I can say that I'm fine with it. Oh, I'm sorry, Bear. I put you through that. I love all the little trolls, like the flashback CG with the small kid sitting atop the Sano HQ that you assume is Kyosuke. Yeah, like in the beginning I was like, oh, that's Kyosuke. But then the description was like a girl reading a book, and I'm like, huh? What? Yeah. Yeah, thank you for being around. You for recommending it, and everybody else for coming along for the ride. I'm not complaining about the twist in the file. Like, okay, okay, it's hard to tell sometimes. But you did like Yuko's story, so I'm happy that I was at least able to offer you that. Yeah. I don't know. I really liked the anime. It made an impact on me when I watched it, and so I really wanted to read the novel, and so I read the novel. I realized too late you'd have to read so many interesting lines out loud. I did take, when I felt uncomfortable, I didn't do it. Okay, so it's okay. It's all right. Like I said, I put it in the same basket with all of the more cringy, spicy related stuff that these kind of novels do. I accept it for what it is, and I move past it and try to focus on what the substance of it is, and not so much what it is on the surface. And I think also some of the I don't know. Some of the things probably sounded harsher because of translation choices as well. Like, for example, even tonight in the conversation or the interrogation with the detective, the translation was always bitch, 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 bitch when referring to Haru. But in Japanese, it was basically something akin to that woman, but with the, you know, a derisive undertone of like that woman, right? So I guess in English they went for bitch. they felt like that was an equivalent, which I don't know if it necessarily is, but yeah. I think that also contributed to how they landed sometimes. Also, I didn't know about Mao's VA. It's cool you figured out who it was. Yeah, I have a really soft spot for Jun Fukuyama, and when I hear him, I'm like, he's one of the people that I instantly recognize. But though I wasn't really sure in the beginning, I was like, oh, in the sense of like, should I allow myself to hope that it's him? And then you said yes, but then we saw the credits and the name was completely different, and I was so confused. But yeah, I didn't know he used aliases sometimes. So I guess that's something new that I found out about him. But yeah, I respect him a lot. I love him, love him, love him. We need to ask Noob Avenger about the translation. Yeah, right? That's such a cool nickname. Bitch is too harsh. Probably, right? But yeah. It might also be that I was upset at Kyosuke for certain word choices that maybe they were made worse by the translation. So over time I kind of like tried to let that go a little bit, give him a bit of grace, a bit of benefit of the doubt, and particularly at the end now I don't feel so much more inclined to blaming him about that. So it's alright. It's alright. We're all dumb little shits. And then we grow up slowly. It's okay. Right. Well, I'm happy to have been able to share the story with you. I'm happy to be able to put a check mark on it as well. As I head into the weeks ahead that are a little bit filled with uncertainty in terms of how it's gonna go, because the baby can decide to come at any moment. Yeah, that's why I pushed through this past 2 weeks and tried to get to the end of it. It wouldn't have been. It would have felt so unsatisfying for me to leave it up in the air. So I'm happy we managed to do this. I'm happy. Oh, don't, definitely not. He will not. There's no issue. Yeah, he had his own boob groping. What's the word? Like fight move in the fighting game. As well, so it was like a staple for him. And in the first episode, he is really cringy about these things. but then, like I said, we get to see more of him. And even though this kind of like maybe comes up again here and there, you get over it. You get over it. I love Umineko, and I think it might have more cringe than this visual novel had text. Oh my god, that's a little bit much. It has its moments. It has its moments. Yeah. Like I said, it's all about like accepting things for what they are and trying to see beneath the surface, because there's a lot of juicy things there. in Umineko and in this novel as well, and in most of them, they have that layer. And I'm happy to have been able to share all of these stories over the years with you, starting with Steins Gate and everything else that has come. And happy to have been able to, forge these like nice little friendships that we have made, even though they're like, in a virtual capacity and so on. I cherish them a lot. We have people who have come around for different stories and stayed for like a whole bunch of them. Some people, came and went, and that's all right too. Because life is life, and it happens, and time is precious. There's a lot of priorities. But I cherish every single one of the stories that we've shared together over the years, and the connections that we've made, and the lovely, lovely times that we've been able to have in chat, like tonight, and like we had throughout the whole of Umineko and all of the novels that came before that. I think stories are important, not just for entertainment value, but they leave a mark in our lives in one way or another. So it really has been a privilege to be able to come here and turn on the stream and read them to you. So thank you so much for being around. It is life-changing. It is. But you gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Have a lot of patience with it. It's a long ride. It's a long ride. It's worthwhile, but it's long. Yeah. So for now, this will be the last story that I can reliably, that I was able to reliably schedule and experience with you. Not sure how things are gonna look in the future. Cannot make any promises, like I said. The one thing that I can say though is if nothing happens and I'm still at home and things are chill, next week there's a Honkai patch dropping, so I can just sit myself down on Wednesday and stream that, if that is something that you are inclined to come along for the ride with. And after that, I really don't know. I cannot make any promises at the moment, other than there will most likely be a break there. Because we have to figure out how our lives will settle in after this transforming experience that we're going to have. So I would hope that there will be space and time eventually to come back and experience more stories together. I would love to do that. I just can't say right now. So yeah, I will obviously still be around in Discord. And of course, like I said, if there's nothing in the way of it, I'm gonna play Star Rail anyway, so I might as well turn on the stream if you wanna, be so inclined. I just won't be scheduling things exactly because I can't say other than, I can say, okay, let's try Wednesday, let's see how things are. Since the patch drops, then that's the most I can say about it. And yeah, it will likely be more, spur of the moment, impromptu kind of thing, as opposed to being on a schedule. So yeah, that's all I can say for now. Yeah, I will have to take my time because I don't. It's hard to envision how life is gonna change, but I'm sure it's gonna change a lot. Oh, I love you all as well. I love you, love you. Thank you so much for your support and for everything and for the lovely chats. Oh yeah, I will definitely. It's something that both of us have wanted. And we knew we wanted that ever since, like even before we decided to make it official that we are together. So we knew sometime in the future this would be something that we would want to do together, and here we are. Also, we're not getting any younger, so It needed to happen eventually. Oh, I'm glad to have had you here, Kennedy. You're such a lovely, positive presence. So, yeah, I will be around the Discord though. I will do my best to catch up with things, even though I struggle with actually getting back to people and typing and stuff, especially when I'm asked to review chapters of things. I'm so sorry, Banjo. But I will be around, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm not dying. I'm not dropping off the face of the earth. I'll do my best, and yeah. Hopefully, we can play some story on next week. Yeah, let's look forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to the update quite a lot. I'm super curious about the story. So if we manage to go through that together, that would also be amazing. Yeah. Okay. I think if nothing else, that is all for tonight. Anything else you want to quickly interject? Otherwise, I would let you go. Wish you a nice evening and a great weekend. And yeah. Violins are cool. All right. Stream Reacher pools. You want me to? Oh god. Oh, Kennedy, thank you so much for the bitties. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I appreciate you. No, I don't know. I don't want to stream pools. It's stressful enough as it is. We'll stream the story. We'll stream the story. Yeah. All right. Then, good night for now. Take care of yourselves. Have a nice weekend, and I'll see you when I see you. And if not, I am in Discord. I'm not, dropping off the face of the earth. So let's head into the future with hope and not sadness, right? Just like the ending of this novel. Yeah, I think that fits. It's a perfect, perfect note to leave it on. All right, take care. Love you all. Thank you so much again. I appreciate you. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Wish you health as well, Kennedy. Take care. Bye. Okay, wait. I was just about to say stop streaming. Thank you, Banjo. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Take care, guys. Love you all. Bye.